I just want to set the record straight about a bunch of things that were just said, and I'll do it within 5 minutes, hopefully. We've heard a number of members say, we were wrong 10 years ago, meaning you, and that doesn't make it right to do the same thing back. Two wrongs don't make a right. I heard that phrase a number of times. Nobody is saying two wrongs make a right. Nobody is saying, since you did it to us for decades, we're now going to pull out the hammer just for punitive purposes. That is not at all what is happening here. I made this point earlier in the debate, but what is happening is repairing the damage done by that work 10 years ago, and 20 years ago, and 30 years ago, and so on. You can't sit here and say, we were wrong, but leave the maps as they are right now, because that just enshrines that bad behavior into the maps forever. If we're going to fix the things that you did that were wrong, we have to fix them. If we're going to fix them, things are going to change. And that's what's happening. And I want to give just a few examples, because aside from the population deviation question, which we already discussed, a tool known as cracking is something that was used routinely by the Republican majority in redistricting. Cracking is when you take a community that belongs together and you chop it up into pieces so that they can't elect somebody of their choice. And we did a lot of repair work, and that's caused a lot of the things that you seem to be unhappy about. Some of the places, just some of the places around the state that were cracked that are now together: Huntington, Baldwin, Elmont, Wyandanch, City of New Rochelle, City of White Plains just about. The City of Rochester used to be split 3 ways, now is split 2 ways. The County of Monroe was split 6 ways, now is split 3 ways only. The County of Ulster is all together. You guys had split it up 4 different ways. County of Tompkins was split 3 ways, now it's in 1. And I should mention, as it relates to Tompkins, because it was brought up, the commission proposals, both from the Democratic and Republican commissioners, had proposed a solution similar to what we did, which combines those counties. And so what I'm hearing a lot in these arguments is an argument for incumbent protection. You're not arguing about the communities and what they need and what they deserve and what they care about. You're worried about what you might have to do, what your families might have to do. Oh no, we're in the same district with somebody else. Oh, I might have to move. I might have to meet new people and convince them to vote for me. That's the complaints I'm getting from your side of the aisle. And by the way, if we had done what you're asking and worried about those things, that map would be illegal, because we're not allowed to favor or disfavor particular people in the drawing of these maps. And so I would close by saying that we have here a map that if things were drawn fairly from the start, it would have looked something like this. Now, maybe you wouldn't have an artificial majority all these decades, but that's not why we're here, to worry about whether you would have that or not. We're here to make sure these communities are united. And since it was brought up, I just do want to clarify for the record, the Washington Post has not opined that these maps should be overturned. There was an opinion page where they asked for someone to write in favor of the maps and someone to write in opposition to the maps. And so there were columns next to each other from individuals not speaking for the paper that presented either side of the argument. Mr. President, we're very proud of the maps we've produced. People of this state are finally going to have the representation they deserve, and I proudly vote yes.